I grew up in Indiana, PA, in my early parts of my life, and we had a pretty active music program in the elementary school, and then even in kindergarten, they had these little makeshift violins that you would go and made out of cardboard that you would go and play. And so as some people took interest in things like that, you would go further. And I was always a tall person, and so naturally they looked at me and said, "You will be a bass player." And so that's how things transpired. Life would be pretty lonely without music. You have the ability to go and be a part of a group that you can, perform and give music to people. And but more importantly, what we do is not necessarily for ourselves. You do it for the people that are there. The seeing people, in your own community as time goes on, after a concert and you're running into someone uptown and they're saying, "Boy, that was a great concert." That's the important part to me. It's interesting whenever you're playing in an orchestra. Like, for example, we're in the bass section, so we're the whole way over here. So oftentimes we're playing music and it could be filling the whole entire hall with this great sound, but not necessarily do we get to go and actually take that in ourselves, because we're over here and you can't always necessarily hear what the harp is doing on the other side. So that's so you get the reward oftentimes of hearing what other people think, but there's the reward too as being in a section. There's and they don't happen all the time, but there's those times where you're just playing a passage and there's those moments where you're playing this passage and it could be 7 basses and all of a sudden it's all being played where it sounds like one instrument, and it's fulfilling. It's like an ocean to your heart to warm. And when you have that happening just in your section, you just like to imagine what it's like for the people that are able to hear that from the whole entire orchestra as a whole. I think this Johnstown Symphony is a rewarding avenue for as a player, and as a player to go and be giving something to those that are coming to see us. You get a lot of fulfillment whenever you look over the people in the audience, and you can tell when there's new people because they might be sitting in the front row, which typically you don't do. If you're going, it's not a rock concert, but oftentimes you go, and if you're sitting there and you give these people a little wave in the front row, they almost think that you are like a rock star on the stage. And whenever you sit there and you can see their smiles on their faces, and then go and kind of they end up saying to you afterwards, "Boy, I'm going to come back again." That's the fulfillment and the joy of the symphony.